Have you seen these clips on your Insta TikTok feed about an anime that everyone is praising but you never saw it? That anime is called Akira. Honestly, it's a pretty old anime and I gave it a chance only recently and I have pretty mixed feelings about it. And so today we will talk about and review Akira and have a look if this anime is really worth watching. Akira is a very controversial piece of art but a very remarkable one regardless. And you know what else is very remarkable? You if you hit that subscribe button. But honestly it's not really an easy watch and it's really not something easy to review. Akira is nowhere near flawless, that's why not a lot of people consider it really that good as a movie. With all the bloodbath, plot holes, old side characters and whatnot. A good bulk of criticism is valid for sure, but what do we have beside it? Akira is 38 years old and it came out even before I was born, and believe me, I'm pretty old. But let's get the bad out of the way first. There is one thing that Akira is really struggling with a lot, and that is putting 6 volumes or 2000 pages of original content into a 2 hours movie. This obviously leads to a lot of content missing and a lot of the character development which is based on moments that were skipped. But what I highly recommend is really rewatching Akira again, because you will notice small details and subtle things that you wouldn't notice in your first run. And honestly, I didn't understand half of it the first time I was watching it, because the pacing was absolutely crazy. What I missed also personally, since I'm a fan of the cyberpunk genre, is really a bit more cyberpunk to the movie, because it's set in the near future, so you would expect it, but the only thing we got from this like cyberpunk kinda style is the cool red bike. It's filled with biker gangs, corrupt politicians and radical groups that are trying to bring each other down. And really everyone is miserable in their own way. It's a very depressive setting. And the core plot revolves around the post-World War III military secret experiment where the military is trying to manifest, magnify and control latent psychic powers. And also the experiments lead to the World War III in the first place. And keep in mind, there are no losers or winners in this story, there are only casualties. But that's also why it makes the ending so moving. Don't worry, I'm not gonna spoil anything to you. Now let's move to one of the beautiful parts of Akira, which is the art and the animation. The art and animation in Akira is really praised to this day. It was a milestone in animation and the first Japanese movie to rival the likes of studios from the Western like Disney, for example. And honestly, the animation and the art stands tall among some of the animations of today. The attention to detail and the complete lack of filter is and really, this is a masterclass on the animation, and I think everyone who works in the industry really would benefit from understanding, watching, and really going over the animation of Akira from the technical perspective. And so, thanks to this, it really stands the test of time remarkably, along with Trigun and, for example, Cowboy Bebop. That said, a lot of people actually complain about the character designs, and me included. If you have a look at the characters, everyone looks really the same. Like, look at this guy, and also this guy, and look at this guy. They look completely identical, and it's really easy to tell why. They are really unappealing, they are ugly, they have small eyes, and there is not a single hot waifu around. Even the girls are ugly. And really, sometimes I really found myself not able to distinguish the characters. But really, if I wanted to really point out one huge flaw in the character design, it would really be the faces of the characters. Like, really, they are undistinguishable between each other. In the terms of sound design, Akira does something completely different from other studios and animes. While other animes try to put as much music as possible and really in cool places and the correct moments, Akira is really trying to be silent most of the movie. And if there are sounds, they are really high dynamic and really spot on. Most of the soundtrack is dominated by industrial beats with ethnical motifs and chants, which is slightly weird, but it really sets well the ambience and like the vibe of the whole anime. And there is one specific scene which is crazy to this day. I needed to really watch it a couple of times because, I mean, not the first time. The first time I was actually kind of weirded out. But then once I came back to it the second time, I really need to watch the scene more in detail. It's the Tetsuo's hospital hallucination team. I suggest you look it up. And let me tell you, that scene is absolutely creepy as hell. So let's move to the judging part. Honestly, I knew the judging of this anime will be really hard because there are things I really like about it, but there are things I also don't like. And this anime is quite complicated. So the pros, animation and art is absolutely stunning. Keep in mind, this anime is from 1988. For an anime produced in that time, to be able to be this good until today, it speaks for itself. The music is also a pro, but keep in mind, most of the time it's really creepy as hell. It sets the tone of the whole like anime, and some scenes, as mentioned previously, like the hospital scene, are quite disturbing, so keep this in mind. But again, I think it's a pro for this one. The cons. So one of the biggest cons for me personally is the pacing and the story, but that's something that I think was already decided before it was even produced. So as mentioned previously, they're trying to put a huge amount of original material into a very short amount of time, and so we are basically skipping a lot of the important character development moments and a lot of the explanation on the side characters and all of the things which lead to the core plot points. And because of this, the story is really all over the place. And the pacing is really crazy. Like honestly, like a lot of the times I was asking myself a lot of questions like, what is happening? What are these guys doing? What are these weird, shriveled old little guys like with these psychic powers, and who's stronger and how do they use it? You know, stuff like this. And we never get the answers to these kind of questions. The story just keeps going and it doesn't really explain it because they don't have time for it. But again, I think that's a problem. This leads me to the second con, which is characters and character development. The story is really going around basically 2, maybe 3 characters, I would say, maybe 4. And so the story is really focused only on them, and it doesn't explore the side characters, doesn't explore the backgrounds, doesn't explore, like there is no character development at all. It's really focused on psychic powers, people dying, random conflicts. At the end, there is some small character development in some of them, but it's really the ending, you know, it's not really going over the whole length of the movie. So my personal ratings are: animation 9 out of 10, story 6 out of 10, pacing 3 out of 10, characters and character development 4 out of 10, sound 8 out of 10, and rewatch value 9 out of 10. So my final verdict for Akira is 7 out of 10. And don't get me wrong, I really liked Akira because I really think it's a nice movie given the fact when it was released, but I think there are a lot of issues which we cannot overlook. What I would suggest to you though, I think you should read the manga. I think the manga is much better. You don't have so many plot holes, and I think the manga is really perfect. And so with this, thank you for watching. I really hope you liked the video, and if you liked it, then subscribe or give at least a like, and let's see each other in the next review.